ball here in the second half of the season. Taking some good teams against a tough schedule deep into games. And we'll introduce you now to our starting lineups. Lineups brought to you by Three River, your area telecommunications and technology leader. Again, not sure who the young lady was that rolled the ankle there in warm-ups for Valentine, but our projected starting lineup for the Badgers will be number 10, Faith Fromm. She is a 5'4 senior. Number 11, Tacey Fromm, 5'4 and a freshman. Number 12, Kaylee Kellum, 5'6 and a junior. Number 30, Malika Monroe, 5'6 and a junior. And number 35, Kinsey Buchel, 5'10 and a sophomore. It's a young Badger team. Ava Regal, the only senior, along with Faith Fromm, just two on the varsity roster for the Badgers. Lineups brought to you by Three River. The digital age is here, and Three River is investing in your community to bring a fiber network to handle the high demands for internet, television, and home phone service in north central Nebraska. Fiber is cutting-edge technology that provides the most advanced way to transfer large amounts of data in a reliable, secure, and affordable way. Residential fiber service starts at just $39.95 a month with speeds of up to 1 gigabyte. Three River continues to be your communications leader. They are serving you for more than 60 years. Find out more at threeriver.net. The Badgers, coached by Ian Bish, assisted by Alex Jensen and Jay Hollenbeck. For North Central, coming in at 17-5 on the season, they are coached by Alex McCleary, assisted by Brad Businger. The Knights will start number 3, Brielle Businger, 5'6 and a senior. Joining her in the backcourt will be number 4, Brooklyn Buell, 5'6 and a junior. And number 10, Addison Anderson, 5'4 and a sophomore. Front court for the Knights, number 14, Allie Cosgrove, 5'8 and a junior. And number 23, 6-foot senior, Jenna Halleck, your starters for the North Central Knights. Knights at 17-5 out of Class C2. Badgers at 6-13 out of Class C1. Taking a look a little bit more in depth at both of these teams, the Badgers averaging 36 points per game on the season. They're led by Kinsey Buchel at 9 per game. Kaylee Kellum averaging 8.5. Then you have Tacey Fromm in at just shy of 8 points per game, and they get about 6 per game out of senior Faith Fromm. So the Fromms have definitely provided some scoring and some depth for Coach Bish since they were able to start playing in the month of January. And for the North Central Knights, they come in, and it's a balanced scoring attack for the Knights. Brielle Businger leads the team at 10 points per game. Jenna Halleck averaging 9 a game. Addison Anderson and Allie Cosgrove both just over 8.5 points per ball game. So those four on any given night could be your scoring leaders depending on each matchup, but they've been handling a vast majority of the scoring load for this North Central team. Knights will be in their home white uniforms with the silver numbers and letters. The Badgers will be in their road red uniforms with the white letters and the black numbers and black stripes. So we are getting set for our national anthem and then the introduction of the starting lineups here on KBRB. But for the Knights, they'll be the top seed in the upcoming C2-9 sub-districts, and will play a Tuesday game against 4-seed Arcadia Loop City at 6 o'clock on Tuesday right here at Rock County. Top seeds this year get the opportunity to host sub-districts, and the Knights will do just that, and the Westhold Huskies will be here at Bassett on Tuesday next week to take on the Burwell Longhorns and the 2-3 matchup at 7:30 on Tuesday. Score update: after one quarter of play in Atkinson, Westholt leads O'Neill St. Mary's by the score of 11-6. The Valentine Badgers, they'll get the Ainsworth Bulldogs at 7:30 next Tuesday in the semifinals of the C111 sub-district. They'll go to Ord to do so, and it will be the Ord Chanticleers, the top seed, taking on 4-seed O'Neill. Stewart Broncos are in the D25 sub-district and will be the number 3 seed at 11-9. They'll take on 2-seed Wynot in the semifinals Tuesday in the second game from O'Neill St. Mary's, where St. Mary's is the top seed, and will wait for a Monday winner between 4-seed Chambers Wheeler Central and 5-seed Santee. So sub-district brackets are now out. These games will count toward the overall point standings, but not towards your sub-district seeding at this point. A lot of common opponents, of course, on the schedule for these two teams. The Badgers lost to Ainsworth. The Knights have a win over the Ainsworth Bulldogs. There are several other common opponents as well for the two teams. So they are getting ready to give you the starting lineups. We'll stick around for just a minute, and then we'll take a couple-minute timeout when they get set to play our national anthem. So the Knights, they are sitting about number 16 in the Class C2 wild card standings at 17-5. C2 is just absolutely loaded this season. And I think we're getting a little bit of a change to the lineup for Valentine, as I don't see Tacey Fromm in the starting lineup. Instead, it will be Jada Fromm. So that could be, we mentioned one of the Badgers went down in pregame warm-ups, had the warm-up jersey on, but it very well might be Tacey Fromm, the freshman. Not for sure on that, but she was listed as a starter. Instead, it will be Jada Fromm in the starting lineup. So that's a change there for the Badgers. And we're going to take a 2-minute timeout on KBRB, and we'll come back with the tip between Valentine and North Central on KBRB and KVSH. Well, we welcome you back here about 30 seconds early from our 2-minute timeout as the national anthem has been played. Nice trumpet solo. And we are set for this matchup. Old Rangeland Conference rivals, the Badgers now in the Southwest Conference, and of course the North Central Knights now in the Niobrara Valley Conference. Knights at 17-5, Valentine at 6-13. Knights will go from left to right, as we call it, from south to north here at Rock County High School. The Badgers in their road reds will go from right to left, from north to south. The tip in the air and controlled by Jenna Halleck and the North Central Knights. And we are underway, and it looks like man-to-man defensively for the Badgers to start this one. Skip pass from Anderson to Brielle Businger. She is guarded by Kayla Kellum. Here is Anderson on the right wing, works down the baseline and has the ball kicked out of bounds by Kinsey Buchel. So it appears that it might have been Tacey Fromm who was maybe injured there in those pregame warm-ups, as she was listed as a starter but not in the starting lineup. And another kicked ball, this time on the inbound, and it will stay with North Central. Kellum on the kick ball. Brielle Businger will bring it in for the Knights. Businger looking inside, low pass intended for Halleck, and it's loose and stolen away by Kinsey Buchel. So Buchel picks up the steal, and the Knights turn it over on their opening possession. They'd be man-to-man defensively for North Central. Faith Fromm into the hands of Malika Monroe. Knights switch off on about every screen, and this one's knocked away out front by Halleck. Still loose. Monroe is able to pick it back up and get it off onto the wing to Buchel, and the Badgers will reset. Kaylee Kellum at the point spot, guarded by Brielle Businger, flips it on the wing to Faith Fromm. Faith and Jada, the two Fromms in the starting lineup, and a travel down low on Jada along the baseline. So each team turns it over on their opening possession, and now the Badgers will go with a little full court pressure man-to-man. Cosgrove gets it into the hands of Addison Anderson, and they will clear it out for the sophomore. Addison down the sideline, hands it off to Brooklyn Buell. She tries to turn the corner, feeds out on the wing to Businger. Gets a screen from Halleck on a switch. Here is Anderson on the right wing. Businger into the left corner. It goes to Brooklyn Buell. Halleck calling for the ball inside. Shot is up and good right over the top of Kaylee Kellum, who is guarding Jenna on the switch. Buell gets the assist, and the Knights get the game's first points at 2-0. Kellum into the hands of Monroe. Looking for Fromm, flashing through. Nothing there. Buchel to Jada Fromm. Jada turns the corner, loses the handle on it as she heads down the lane, and it will go out of bounds to the North Central Knights. So 2 possessions, 2 turnovers for the Badgers. They will go back to the man-to-man full court pressure. Knights will just clear it out for Brielle Businger working against Kellum. Brielle across the line, gets it into the hands of Anderson. She's guarded by Malika Monroe. Tries to turn the corner there, loses the dribble. Buell into the hands of Businger on the wing. Brielle drives right baseline, shut off, feeds it into the corner. Buell with a 19-footer. That's off the side of the iron, and the rebound down to Faith Fromm, and she wants to push the tempo. Ahead to Monroe, and she can't handle it as the pass a little bit low on the bounce, and it will go right back to North Central. So 3 possessions, 3 turnovers for the Badgers. We played just over 2 minutes, just 1 bucket so far from the 6-foot senior Jenna Halleck, and it's 2-0 North Central. Knights against that pressure, they just clear it out and let either Anderson or Businger go one-on-one. Brielle on the wing to Buell, looking inside for Halleck. She's double-teamed this time and fires a pass over the head of Addison Anderson and out of bounds. Second turnover on the Knights. Well, when North Central struggles in games, it tends to be at the offensive end. They are, other than a couple notable exceptions and losses to BRLD and to Niobrara Verdigris, the defense has been outstanding this year for North Central. They've got 2 losses where they've given up only points in the 30s and 1 loss where a team scored 41. That was in the NVC Tournament Championship game. Got a foul on a drive and a shot. It goes against Brooklyn Buell, and it'll be 2 free throws for the Badgers. And this will be Jada Fromm at the free throw line. Brooklyn Buell picks up the foul. So Jada Fromm to the free throw line for Valentine. First one is up, and it's off the side of the backboard. Fromm, a 50% free throw shooter. Again, did have a Badger injured. Looked like rolled an ankle in the pregame warm-ups. Not 100%, but it looks like it may have appeared to have been Tacey Fromm, the freshman. Second free throw for Jada Fromm, too strong. Rebound pulled down by the newly entered Morgan Lewis. Lewis, just a sophomore, into the game. So 0 for 2 at the line was Jada Fromm. Oh, good feed from Brielle. The pass, though, through the hands of Allie Cosgrove down the lane, and it'll go out of bounds to the Badgers, and the Knights have turned it over on 3 possessions. Just a 2-0 score. We're almost 3 minutes in. The Knights go to a full court press. Badgers break it. Down the floor, Kellum, baseline jumper is in. Kellum beats the press, gets the bucket as she shot it right over the top of Jenna Halleck, the last line of defense. Cross-court pass from Halleck to Anderson. She'll set up for a 3. Too strong. Rebound tipped out by Kinsey Buchel, battling with Halleck. And it will be North Central ball, last touch by Buchel. Out goes Allie Cosgrove. Into the game for the first time comes Allie Steven. Steven, a junior post at 5'9". Ball inbounded to Halleck in the corner, out to Anderson, now to Businger, right corner. They set up that 3, and it's a West Plains Bank triple from Brielle Businger on the assist from Addison Anderson. Knights stay in the pressure, but the Badgers break it ahead to Kellum. 4:30 remaining. 5-2 North Central here in our opening quarter. 17-5 Knights, 6-13 Badgers. Badgers a class larger than the Knights. Here's a drive by Malika Monroe. She's shut off in the paint, but is going to the free throw line as she draws the foul on the shot. That will go against Allie Steven. So Steven picks up a personal, and it'll send Malika Monroe to the free throw line for 2 shots. Monroe just a 37% free throw shooter. Badgers only shoot at 41% as a team, but Malika knocks that one in with no trouble. She is on the board, and it's a 2-point game. Steven out as Cosgrove back in after a short breather. Steven out after picking up the foul. Getting some instruction from Coach Alex McCleary. Second free shot too strong for Monroe, and the rebound down to Jenna Halleck. Badger's been to the line already 4 times. Good feed from Anderson down to Cosgrove and spins it in off the rim. Second assist for Anderson. Cosgrove has her first bucket, and it's a 7-3 North Central lead. Badgers break the pressure again. Kellum tries to feed it across to Monroe. Oh, I think that was tipped by Jenna Halleck, and the officials may have missed that one. Jenna looks with just a little smirk, as I think she got a hand on that one in the paint as they tried to feed it across the lane from Kellum. Good idea, and I think it's probably should have been Badger basketball, but it'll go over to the Knights, so a turnover on Valentine. Anderson working against Monroe, gets past her, feeds it out top to Brielle. Brielle spins into the lane, out to Anderson, 3 on the right side. That's good. Another West Plains Bank 3. This time it's Anderson on an assist from Businger, as Businger hit one assisted by Anderson. There's a block shot by Halleck after the Badgers had beaten the pressure again, and then Halleck will get called for a travel after coming down with the rebound. So the Knights have turned it over 4 times. 10-3 now for North Central on a couple of West Plains Bank triples, one from Businger, one from Anderson. Substitution in for Valentine is Katrin Bancroft into the ball game. She's a 5'4 sophomore. We see Lainey Pospischel for the Knights, a 5'4 sophomore into the game. So the Knights have Anderson, Halleck, Lewis, Cosgrove, and Pospischel. The Badgers have brought in Katrin Bancroft and also have brought in Ava Regal, senior. There's a ball loose out on the wing, and it's tied up by Cosgrove as she and Kellum get tied up. The possession arrow will keep it with Valentine. 10-3 start for North Central here at home. Final game of the regular season for both these teams. Regal gets it into the hands of Jada Fromm, tries to drive on Halleck, takes it inside, swatted by Halleck again. Second block for Jenna. Just stayed on her feet and blocked that one cleanly. Ahead to Pospischel, throws it inside, intended for Cosgrove. It's knocked away and stolen by Regal. Knights have turned it over 5 times in the quarter. Kellum dribbling through traffic in the backcourt, gets it ahead to Faith Fromm. Fromm along the baseline to Jada. That shot is in on the baseline. Jada Fromm knocks one in on the assist from Faith. And it's 10-5. Knights break the pressure, 2-on-1. They throw it up high, too high for the 6-foot Jenna Halleck as Pospischel, right idea from the 3-point line, lobbed one up there for Halleck down the left side of the lane, but could only get her fingertips on it. So the Knights have turned it over 6 times. It's a 10-5 game. North Central, a little 2-2-1 pressure. Badgers break it quickly with Kellum. Now get it back out to Regal and hand it off to Kellum. 2:45 to go in the quarter. Badgers 6-13 will take on Ainsworth next Tuesday. The C111 semifinals. Into the corner it goes to Bancroft. Now back out to Kellum. Coach Bish calling out the play he wants to see his team run against the North Central man-to-man. On the wing, deep 3, taken front rim, no. But Fromm follows her miss, and she's going to travel with it. Faith couldn't, Morgan Lewis couldn't stay with the box out on her after the long missed 3 on the rebound, but she got in there for the board, but then lost her footing. Traveled with it, 5th turnover on the Badgers. Buchel back in, as well as Monroe for Valentine out there with Kellum, along with Bancroft and Fromm. And there's a steal as Brielle Businger throws it into the hands of Kenzie Buchel. Knights with 7 first quarter turnovers, 2:05 to go here in the quarter. Kellum working against Pospischel in the man-to-man. Have a crew of Mr. DeKay, Mr. Dostal, Mr. Wolf from that Atkinson area in East today. Under 2 minutes to go. Pull up 14-footer, too strong for Fromm, but the offensive rebound, Buchel, she gets it to go and a foul. Kenzie Buchel just much taller than the 5'4" frame of Lainey Pospischel battling for that board. So Buchel gets the rebound and the putback, and the foul will be the second on Allie Steven. Steven out, Halleck back in. Minute 49 to go, and the Badgers have scored 4 straight to give it back within a possession at 10-7. Buchel at the free throw line to try to complete the and one off the left side of the iron, and the rebound down to Cosgrove. Cosgrove grabs the board. Valentine just 1 for 5 at the line. But they have forced 7 North Central turnovers, and it's a 1-possession game. Lewis throws it way over the head of Cosgrove, and Coach McCleary not happy with the turnovers. That is the 8th for the Knights as Faith Fromm back in. Kellum will get her first breather. 95 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Knights will go to that full court pressure again. They try to trap Monroe. She's able to dribble through it, and now numbers for the Badgers, 3-on-1. Monroe, though, will pull it up. Minute 25 to go in the quarter. Throw it inside to Buchel. Takes a shot over the top of Halleck. Hangs on the rim, won't fall. Rebound tipped around. Buchel's able to track it down in the corner. Second board for Kinsey. She tries to throw it inside. It's knocked out of bounds by Lewis. Anderson and Buell return for North Central. Out will go Pospischel and Lewis. So Anderson and Buell back out there with Halleck, Businger, and Cosgrove, the 5 starters for the Knights. This one knocked away on the inbound by Brooklyn Buell and out of bounds. Stays with Valentine. 75 seconds remaining in our opening quarter of basketball. Last check, it was Westholt leading O'Neill St. Mary's after one, 11-6. Huskies on top of the 16-5 Cardinals. Inside it goes to Buchel. Turnaround 10-footer just off the front of the rim. The rebound ricochets to her again. Puts it off the glass and scores. Kinsey Buchel, 4 straight and working on the offensive glass. She has 3 offensive rebounds. Now we have a score update at halftime. It is Westholt leading O'Neill St. Mary's 17-12. And then we had a foul here while we were letting you know that on the defensive side for Valentine. It will go against Malika Monroe. Just the first whistle against the Badgers. Monroe will exit as Kellum returns. Badgers are on a 6-0 run to get it back within a point at 10-9. Under a minute to play here in our opening quarter. Badgers have forced 8 North Central turnovers. Knights committed a few of those unforced. Screen and roll to Halleck. Takes it into the paint, triple teamed out to Buell. Now to Brielle. Valentine recovers. Brielle spins into the lane. Flips it back outside to Anderson. Anderson guarded by Kellum. Gets a screen from Cosgrove. We'll have a foul called on a reach-in. That will go against Kaylee Kellum. We also welcome you folks listening in to our audio from the Rock County High School video feed. Big thanks to those folks for hooking in with us as we bring you the audio to what you're seeing on video there at the Rock County High School video feed location. 10-9 North Central as we approach 30 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Off a screen, open 3 on the wing for Anderson. She's got her second. It's a West Plains Bank triple for Addison Anderson on the assist from Brooklyn Buell, and then a foul in the backcourt on the Knights. That will go against Allie Cosgrove. So that's 4 first-quarter fouls on North Central. Knights lead at 13-9. They've hit 3 threes in this first frame. Fromm feeds it ahead to Bancroft, now to Regal. She'll walk it across the timeline and get it into the hands of Faith Fromm. 15 seconds to play in the quarter. 13-9 Badgers. Knights. They've led by as many as 7. Badgers just had a 6-0 run snap. There's a steal by Businger. Ahead from Anderson, but through the hands of Cosgrove with 5 seconds left on the bounce pass. So the teams will trade turnovers. And we'll see McKenna Witzke into the... Nope, we will not. Thought we were, and Coach McCleary pulled her back with 4.8 seconds remaining. Buchel into Monroe, feeds it ahead to Kellum with 3, with 2. Kellum attacks, flips it off the rim, too strong, and that will close out our first quarter of play. But the Badgers had a little 6-0 spurt in there, and they are in distance here, 13-9 North Central. Leading the Badgers of Valentine here on KBRB, AM 14, FM 106.3, KBRB.net. And those of you joining us on KVSH, 940 AM in Valentine and at KVSH.com. We'll take a 30-second timeout, come back with our second 8 minutes of basketball, your Tri-County Bank scoreboard. Knights 13, Valentine 9. Well, North Central up by 4 thanks to 3 made threes in that first quarter. 13-9 our score. 2 threes from Anderson, a 3 from Brielle Businger, and buckets for Allie Cosgrove and Jenna Halleck. The Badgers got 4 in the first quarter. Both came off offensive rebounds for Kinsey Buchel, and then a bucket apiece for Kaylee Kellum and Jada Fromm, and a free throw for Malika Monroe. Start the second quarter with the Knights possessing the basketball, again working left to right in their home white uniforms with the silver numbers and letters. Cross-court pass to Anderson, down the baseline, feeds it out to Halleck. Halleck working against Buchel. Turnaround, gets Buchel in the air, flips it up at the rim, and banks it in. Halleck kind of stumbled as she, after the head fake that got Buchel in the air. Now Valentine breaks the press, 2-on-1 the other way, and Monroe's shot is swatted again by Jenna Halleck. Third block for Halleck. She does an excellent job playing center field when the Badgers, and anybody rather, breaks the press and gets numbers. Jenna, all season when the Knights have gone press, when that press has been broken, Halleck more often than not has been there to deny the 2-on-1 and 3-on-1 opportunities as the Knights nearly get a steal on the pressure. It'll be a jump ball after North Central turned it over the other way. That was already the 10th turnover, by the way, for the Knights in this first half. They lead at 15-9, and it'll be Valentine basketball on the tie-up. Knights had 4 fouls in the first quarter, 2 of them on Allie Stephen off the bench. Just 2 whistles on the Badgers. Kellum working against Cosgrove, brings it into the front court, tries to find Monroe on the wing. She's trapped, and the pass along the baseline is knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Valentine. Valentine 6-13 on the season, but a team that's playing its best basketball right now as Ainsworth will find the Badgers as their opponent next Tuesday in the sub-district semifinals from Ord. 3-point shot too strong for Fromm, and a foul over the back on the rebound. They'll call it a push against Kaylee Kellum as Anderson was shielding her off the glass. That's the second on Kellum. And Kellum, one of the leading scorers on this Valentine team at just shy of 9 a game. Buchel leads the team right at 9 a game. Anderson breaks the pressure, 10 versus 10. Anderson and Fromm. Addison hands it off to Cosgrove, takes it down the lane, gets it to Buell. Buell out top to Anderson. Anderson, right baseline to Cosgrove, drives that baseline, puts it up, shot won't go. Rebound, though, to Jenna Halleck. Halleck's 4th board to go along with 3 blocks. Anderson wants to drive, shut off nicely. Now Buell tries to turn the corner, feeds it to Halleck on the baseline. 10-footer, too strong. And the rebound down to Faith Fromm. Good look from Buell to Halleck. Halleck could not get the shot to go on the baseline. It was open. 6:15 to go in the half, 15-9, and there is a whistle and a foul out top on Allie Cosgrove, and that's going to be the second on Cosgrove. So the Knight post getting in a bit of foul trouble now with Steven with 2, and that's now 2 on Cosgrove. She will exit as now McKenna Witzke will be in the ballgame. 5'8" junior will come in place of Allie Cosgrove. Cosgrove's been the defensive stopper for North Central this season. Jada Fromm gets it into the hands of Faith Fromm. Again, we believe Tacey Fromm injured in pregame warm-ups. Again, they had warm-up jerseys on, but Tacey was scheduled to start and has not played as of yet. Badgers do have a new player out there, and Olivia Patterson. And we've got a whistle and another foul on North Central on an entry pass. This one will go against Brooklyn Buell, and that's Buell's second foul. So 3 Knights with 2 fouls, and the Badgers will be in the bonus for the rest of the half as that was the 6th North Central foul. Buell out. Back in comes Morgan Lewis. So we believe Tacey was the one who was injured, looked like rolled an ankle, maybe stepped on a teammate's foot in pregame warm-ups, and she has not been in the ball game. The freshman was scheduled to be a starter. Monroe, guarded by Businger, gets it to Fromm. Fromm bounces it in the corner to Patterson. Patterson pull up, 12-footer, no. Another offensive rebound for Kinsey Buchel, but then she is tied up with Addison Anderson. This time the arrow favors the Knights. So Buchel has her 4th rebound, but then tied up for the possession arrow. Witzke will inbound it against the full court pressure of the Badgers. Witzke into the hands of Anderson, and they will clear it out for Addie. She'll go to work against Faith Fromm. Now loses the dribble, gets it ahead to Brielle. Brielle guarded by Patterson, gets a screen from Halleck. Now switches off, it's Buchel on the defensive assignment. See if they try to go inside to Halleck, who's guarded by Patterson. Now they switch back inside to Witzke. She's double-teamed. Sends it out to Lewis and up top to Businger. Good man-to-man defense so far for Valentine. Knights have typically struggled more against zone defenses than man-to-man defenses this year. Halleck in the right corner just able to save it from Buchel. Now to Businger, flips it into the left corner to Anderson. She'll take the 3, too strong. Weak side rebound, though, is battled for. Malika Monroe gets in there to take it away from Morgan Lewis and get the board. Looked like Lewis was going to be in position for an offensive board. Here's Fromm all the way to the hoop. Off the glass and good. Nice drive, Faith Fromm in the finish. And each team scored a bucket here in the second quarter. 4:40 to go. Low scoring so far, 15-11. North Central on top by a couple of buckets. Knight's largest lead has been 7. Valentine led. Its only lead was 3-2. Anderson to Businger. Throws it inside to Halleck. Has Buchel boxed out. Can't get the shot to go, but the weak side rebound into the hands of McKenna Witzke. Out to Anderson for 3. This one will go. Halleck again, and she's fouled on the putback attempt. That's 5 boards already for the 6-foot senior Jenna Halleck, and she will draw the foul on Jada Fromm. So that puts Jenna at the free throw line for 2. Halleck on the season is a 53% free throw shooter. 15-11 Knights. Halleck with 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Free throw is up and in. That's the first free throw attempted by the Knights. Badgers are just 1 for 5 in this first half. Lewis out as Lainey Pospischel back into the game. With 4:18 to go here in the half. Knights have 3 players with 2 fouls, all on the bench. Cosgrove, Stephen, and Buell. Second one for Halleck is good. She and Anderson lead all scorers with 6. 18-11. Knights on top by 7. Badger basketball. Kellum back into the game with her 2 fouls. This one knocked away on the sideline by Brielle. Will go out of bounds. You also had Ava Regal back into the game for the Badgers. Out there with Patterson, Monroe, and Jada Fromm. Throw it into Kellum on the outlet. She'll be guarded by Addison Anderson as we hit the halfway point of quarter number 2. 17-11, North Central by 6. Largest lead for the Knights has been 7. Double dribble called on Jada Fromm. Must have taken just a little bounce after she caught that one initially and juggled it a little bit, and then put it on the deck and gets whistled for the foul, or the turnover, the 7th turnover against Valentine. Knights have done a better job here in the second quarter, only turning it over twice after 8 turnovers in the first quarter. Businger has it knocked away and nearly stolen. It's saved by Brielle. The hands of Pospischel, now to Anderson. Halleck comes out to set the screen. Badgers extending that man-to-man. Anderson shut off, gets it off to Pospischel. Drives baseline, down along the baseline to Halleck, out to Brielle. Brielle turns the corner into the lane. Little float shot won't go. Rebound tipped around, and Kellum comes out of there with it. Nice look for Brielle in the lane. Just couldn't get that 7-footer to fall. 17-11. Badgers hanging in there against the 17-5 North Central Knights. They try to throw it inside for Jada Fromm. Knocked out of bounds by Addison Anderson. It will stay with Valentine. Back in comes Faith Fromm and Kinsey Buchel, and Morgan Lewis returns for the Knights. Out will go Brielle Businger. 3:10 remaining in the half of a 6-point game. Glad to have you with us on KBRB. We're on AM 14, FM 106.3, and KBRB.net, as well as on KVSH, AM 940 tonight in Valentine. Say hello to the folks at Heart City Radio, Dave, Mike, and company. As the shot missed by the Badgers, 6th rebound down to Jenna Halleck. They throw it ahead. Witzke all alone. The shot is up and in on the assist from Lainey Pospischel, and McKenna Witzke beats the Badgers down the floor. And it's 19-11, largest lead of the game now for the Knights at 8. From double team, gets it to Buchel. She drives, and she's going to be checked and fouled on the drive. And it'll be a 1-and-1 for Kinsey Buchel. That one will go against McKenna Witzke, apparently. Looked like it might be on Anderson, but instead it's on Witzke. So with 2:42, it'll be a 1-and-1 here for Valentine. Going to clean up a wet spot on the floor, it appears. 19-11 is your score with 2:42 to go. North Central will be the home seed, the top seed, and home team in the C2-9 sub-district next Tuesday. Knights will take on Arcadia Loop City at 6. We'll have it here on KBRB. And we'll follow that up with West Holt and Burwell in the sub-district semifinals of the C2-9. Buchel at the free throw line for a 1-and-1, and this one is perfect. Kinsey missed her only free throw attempt of the half on an and-one opportunity, but she knocks down the front end of the 1-and-1. Kinsey is a 53% free throw shooter. Kellum leads the team at 60% on the season. Second one for Buchel. That one will fall as well, and Buchel has 6 in the first half. Back to a 6-point game. They throw it over the top to Anderson, and we'll clear it out for her working against Kellum. Anderson up the near sideline, gets past Kellum. Kellum with 2 fouls has to let her go. Now here's Pospischel on the wing. Brings it around to Lewis. Lewis turns the corner into the paint, tries to throw it down along the baseline. Knocked free. Lewis gets it back to Pospischel to save the possession. Halleck calling for the ball, working against Buchel. Pospischel on the wing to Anderson. Anderson guarded tightly by Kellum, gets a screen from Jenna. They try the screen and roll. That's shut off nicely. And now Lewis will get bumped and fouled. No, we'll have a timeout taken instead by Coach Alex McCleary. Timeout will come with 2:10 to go here in our second quarter of play. It's a full timeout, so we'll take a 30-second timeout on KBRB and KVSH with North Central leading Valentine 19-13. Well, we just picked up another score update. They're already inside 3 minutes to go in the third quarter over in Atkinson. And the Westhold Husky girls, who've been playing good basketball here in the second half of the season, they have a 26-12 lead over the O'Neill St. Mary's Cardinals. That is a 16-5 O'Neill St. Mary's team, and right now the Huskies up by 14 and have held the Cardinals to just 12 points through 2.5 quarters. Here it's a fairly low-scoring first half. North Central with a 19-13 lead over Valentine. Knights have led almost the entire game, trailed 3-2 early. Since that time, North Central went on an 8-0 run to grab a 10-3 lead and has led since. Badgers have got it as close as 3 a couple of times. Anderson in the corner to Buell. They throw it down along the baseline to Cosgrove. She is double-teamed and travels with it. Turnover number 11 on the Knights. Cosgrove back out there with her 2 personal fouls. Buell also with 2 fouls back on the floor. Knights go away from the full court pressure, and now we'll just have Cosgrove back there. Buchel throws it ahead to Jada Fromm, now to Faith Fromm, throws it through the hands of Malika Monroe and out of bounds. Turnover number 8 on the Valentine Badgers. Badgers coached by Ian Bish, Knights by Alex McCleary. And with 100 seconds remaining in the half, it's North Central by a 6-point margin. They'll clear it out for Brielle, and she brings it across the timeline against Faith Fromm. Anderson guarded by Monroe. Tries to turn the corner, gets it to Businger. Good entry pass into Halleck. She's triple-teamed, gets it to Cosgrove for a 15-footer that's good. Allie's got her second bucket. Good recognition. They triple-teamed Halleck when she caught the ball on the inside, and there were a couple players open. She chose Cosgrove in the high post, who knocked in one from right at the free throw line. 21-13, Buchel into the hands of Regal. Skip pass through the hands of Faith Fromm and out of bounds. That's an unforced turnover on the Badgers there. Just that pass too tall. And now out will go Regal. Back into the game comes Olivia Patterson. Badgers have played 9 in the first half, as has North Central. Minute 4 remaining in the half. 21-13, Knights by 8. Fromm working against Brielle Businger. Businger across the line, gets it to Anderson. And Anderson is hand-checked and fouled. And that will go on Malika Monroe, her second personal. Just the 5th team foul on the Badgers. Knights with 54 seconds yet, not yet in the bonus. Cosgrove gets it into the backcourt to Anderson. Anderson to Businger. Knights, after 3 threes in the opening quarter, have not hit anything from the outside here in the second. Here's Anderson. Gets past baseline. 16-footer, too strong. Rebound to Buell. Her shot is short. They fight for the board, and it's out of there with it is Jada Fromm. Well, good offensive rebound from Brooklyn Buell, but couldn't get the putback to go. Under 30 seconds remaining, it's an 8-point game, 21-13. Into the left corner goes to Monroe. She drives baseline, puts up a shot that's short. Rebound down to Buell. Oh, got a tie up instead. And possession arrow will keep it with Valentine. Back in will come Regal. Out will go Malika Monroe. Morgan Lewis will return. See if they get Cosgrove out of there with the 2 fouls. Same way with Buell. So smart coaching there. Protect the 2 fouls on your 2 starters and bring back Witzke and Lewis for the final 18 and a half seconds. Faith Fromm to trigger it in. Nobody guards. They got everybody's got their back to the inbounder. We saw Ainsworth's Carter Nelson when Stewart did that the other night. Just throw it off the back of the Stewart Broncos and take it in for a 2-hand flush. So that's always the danger when you don't face guard the inbound passer. So with 15 seconds left, the ball knocked out of bounds into the hands of the Badgers. Fromm with 11, guarded by Addison Anderson. Swings it to Patterson, looking inside for Regal. Up top to Buchel with 4. Now here is Jada Fromm, 15-footer blocked by Halleck again, and another rebound for Jenna. That closes out the first half, and North Central, not a lot of points, just 8 in that second quarter, but they hold the Badgers to 4. And on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard, North Central will take a 21-13 lead to the break. That's your Tri-County Bank halftime score. We'll come back with our TCB halftime show after this 60-second timeout on KBRB and KVSH. And we welcome you back here on KBRB, AM 14, FM 106.3 tonight, kbrb.net, as well as on KVSH, AM 940 and kvsh.com in Valentine. Greg Kinsey bringing you the call tonight from Rock County High School. Final game of the regular season for the girls tonight, as the North Central Knights have an 8-point lead over the Valentine Badgers. Knights looking for win number 18. It has been quite a run of sustained success for this North Central program, and looking for another chance at a 20-win season if they can get this one and then get through a sub-district. So that'd be another feather in the cap for this North Central program. Lost in the Niobrara Valley Conference Tournament Finals for the first time, ending their 3-year run of NVC Tournament Championships. Score update from Atkinson. The Westhold Huskies outscore O'Neill St. Mary's 12-4 in the third, and lead St. Mary's 29-16 with 8 minutes to go in that one. From Atkinson, that airing over on FM 92 and kbrb.net. Here it was the Knights trailing 3-2. The only time they've trailed in the game, had an 8-0 run after that to get up 10-3. Valentine answered with 6 straight to get back within 1 at 10-9. But the Knights closed out with a 3 to lead 13-9 at the end of 1. And then North Central holds the Badgers to just 4 points in the second, outscoring Valentine 8-4. That gets you your 21-13 halftime advantage for the 17-5 Knights over the 6-13 Badgers. It is our halftime show, brought to you by the Tri-County Bank. Your livestock is your livelihood, and keep both going strong with local financing from the Tri-County Bank. Whether you're a new producer, a seasoned veteran, or somewhere in between, the Tri-County Bank is here to help your operation succeed. Stop by one of their branches, Stewart, Atkinson, Bassett, O'Neill. Visit TriCountyBank.com. Tri-County Bank is member FDIC. We will take a 60-second timeout. We'll come back with our first half statistics and our keys to the second half. That's coming up next here on KBRB and KVSH. And we're back here on KBRB. We're on AM 14, FM 106.3, KBRB.net, KVSH, AM 940, and KVSH.com for the coverage tonight of this former Rangeland Conference rivalry between the North Central Knights and the Valentine Badgers. Of course, I guess the Rock County side would have been in the Rangeland Conference. Kippahaw County side of this North Central combo would have been in the Niobrara Valley. Well, it is a 21-13 lead at the break here for North Central, and let's run through the first half statistics. 11 turnovers on the Knights in the first half, just 3 of those in the second quarter. Badgers with 9 turnovers, so +2 in turnover margin in favor of Valentine. Knights +2 on the glass, out-rebounding Valentine 12-10. North Central attempted just 2 free throws in the first half as Valentine committed only 5 team fouls. Jenna Halleck made both for the Knights. Badgers went 3 for 7 at the line as North Central committed 7 team fouls. Scoring-wise for Valentine, they're led by Kinsey Buchel. The 5'10 sophomore has most of her damage on the offensive glass. She has 4 rebounds in the first half, 3 of those on the offensive side, and she's 2 for 3 at the line. Then it was a bucket for Faith Fromm, a bucket for Kaylee Kellum, a bucket for Jada Fromm, and a free throw in the first half for Malika Monroe. 4 rebounds for Buchel, 3 for Faith Fromm, 1 each for Kaylee Kellum and Jada Fromm. I have Jada Fromm and Faith Fromm, each with 1 assist. Foul situation, 2 on Kaylee Kellum, 2 on Malika Monroe for Valentine. For North Central, a 6-point first half for Addison Anderson on 2 first-quarter threes, 6 for Jenna Halleck on 2 field goals and a couple of free throws. Then it was 2 buckets for Allie Cosgrove, a 3-pointer in the first quarter for Brielle Businger, and a bucket in the second quarter off the bench for McKenna Witzke. Jenna Halleck has 7 of the 12 North Central rebounds in the first half, 1 each for Allie Cosgrove, McKenna Witzke, Addison Anderson, Morgan Lewis, and Brooklyn Buell. I had the Knights with 7 assisted baskets on their 8 field goals, so sharing the ball well. And 2 assists each for Addison Anderson and Brooklyn Buell, an assist for Brielle Businger, 1 for Lainey Pospischel, and an assist for Jenna Halleck. And Halleck had 4 blocks in the first half. That's a look at your first half statistics. Now it's time for our keys to the second half, brought to you by Ainsworth Motors. Your best in the West Ford store, East Highway 20 in Ainsworth. See why the difference is the dealer. Whether you need tires, body work, maintenance done, and they've got a couple of really cool new Broncos on the lot at Ainsworth Motors as well. And the best selling line of pickups in America, the Ford F-Series. They've got the 150 models, the 250s, and the 350 Super Duty. So check out their selection of pickups on the lot at Ainsworth Motors or find them online. They're also your authorized dealer for Chisholm Trail bale beds. Financing and incentive options always available to qualified buyers at Ainsworth Motors. Come see why the difference is the dealer. Keys to the second half. Well, for North Central, it seems to be cut down on the turnovers. A lot of turnovers mainly on the wings and then in transition, throwing the ball too tall for the players breaking down the floor. So for the Knights, it's take care of the basketball. If you can get clean possessions, they've actually worked it pretty well in the half-court offense, going inside out to Halleck. And then either she is scoring or when she gets double and sometimes triple teamed, finding the open players. So for the Knights, work inside out and keep the turnovers to a minimum. For the Valentine Badgers, really like the way they broke the North Central pressure in the first half. That led to some transition opportunities with numbers. So if you're Valentine, the Knights are going to press. You've got to be able to cash in when you're able to break that pressure. So for Valentine, it's capitalize when you break the press and have those 2-on-1 opportunities. And then defensively for Valentine, you've got to figure out a way to limit Halleck's touches in the post, because that's where the defense for the Badgers breaks down, is when Halleck can catch it cleanly inside with a defender at her back. It's forcing double and triple teams, and that puts the rest of the Badgers out of position defensively. So I don't know if it's front Jenna Halleck and make them try to throw it over the top, but you've got to try to limit Halleck's touches inside. Those are your keys to the second half. We'll take a 60-second timeout and come back with our second 16 minutes of basketball. Well, we're ready for the second 16 minutes of basketball here in the final game of the regular season for these two teams. Knights with an 8-point lead. They'll now work north to south, right to left, as we call it here. Up top at Rock County High School, Knights in their home whites with the silver numbers and letters. Badgers in the road reds with the white letters and the black numbers. North Central will work against a Valentine man-to-man. There's good defense by Buchel to force the miss from Anderson, but the offensive rebound into the hands of Brooklyn Buell, and she is fouled on the put-back attempt, and we'll put Brooklyn at the line, and the foul will be on Kinsey Buchel, her first whistle. So Buchel made a nice challenge against Anderson on the initial shot, but Buell snuck in there for the offensive rebound, and Buchel committed the foul as Buell knocks in the free throw, Brooklyn's first point. Knights are 3 for 3 at the line, only attempted 2 free throws in the first half, so they'll match that here in the first 13 seconds. And Brooklyn, that one too strong, and the rebound, the fifth for Kinsey Buchel. So Buell has her first point. The Knight lead is its largest at 22-13. They've had a 9-point lead twice now in this game. Fromm hands it off to Malika Monroe. It is Faith and Jada Fromm out there with Monroe, Kellum, and Buchel for the Badgers. Again, looks like Tacey Fromm potentially the player injured in pregame warm-ups. Looked like stepped on somebody's foot as she came down and maybe injured an ankle, so have not seen the freshman in this one as she was scheduled to start. Buchel tries to step through a double team, tries to bounce it along the paint, and it's knocked out to Kellum. Badgers will keep the possession, but a good start defensively for North Central now. Monroe bowls her way through a double team and knocks one in off the glass. Good play by Malika Monroe. Just split that double team from the Knights on the wing. Took it in and knocked in the 14-footer. Knights throw it ahead and through the hands of Jenna Halleck, and the Knights turn it over for the 12th time. That wasn't a bad pass, just right through the outstretched hands of Halleck against the Valentine pressure. So the Badgers now down 7 with the basketball, 22-15. Again, at last report, West Holt girls led O'Neill St. Mary's 29-16 with 8 minutes to go from Atkinson in that one. That's a 16-win O'Neill St. Mary's team. That West Holt girls team, watch out in that C2-9 next week. The Huskies playing good basketball. Boy, we got bodies all over the place. A loose ball will go over to North Central. Buell and Fromm really banged into each other, kind of shoulder to shoulder. Both went to the deck. Well, St. Mary's is now within 9 after trailing by 16. It's 29-20. St. Mary's with the first 4 points of the fourth quarter in Atkinson. Off the Valentine turnover, Knight basketball. Businger double teamed, and she is going to be hand-checked and fouled. That'll go on Faith Fromm. Second whistle here in the third already against the Badgers. They committed only 5 in the first half. Foul situation, Kaylee Kellum and Malika Monroe with 2 each. For Valentine, Knights have Brooklyn Buell, Allie Stephen, and Allie Cosgrove each with 2 fouls. Anderson has it poked away, but into the hands of Cosgrove. Back to Anderson to Buell, now around to Businger. Buchel trying to front Halleck in the post. That was one adjustment we talked about the Badgers trying to make. Buell now will get a screen. They switch it off, and now Businger with it up top to Anderson. They try to throw it over the top of Buchel. It's collected by Halleck, and she'll travel with it, but there's what the adjustment was made from Coach Bish as they start fronting the post and not giving Halleck those easy catches. I swear I didn't talk to the coaches at halftime as we presented our keys to the second half, but that was one of our big keys, was try to prevent Halleck's touches in the paint if you were a Badger fan. And so far, Valentine switched that up and having the 5'10 sophomore Kinsey Buchel try to front Jenna Halleck in the paint. They tried to throw it over the top there, and it led to a Halleck travel. 22-15, Badgers break the pressure, and Fromm is going to step on the sideline. Good defense by Brooklyn Buell, and that will be turnover number 11 on the Badgers. So the Knights get it back. They led by 8 at the half. Valentine 2-1 here early in the third quarter. Cosgrove to Anderson, brings it down the sideline, takes it inside, off the glass, shot won't go as she hits the deck, and the board down to Jada Fromm. So Kellum will bring it across, guarded, picked up there by Addison Anderson. Kellum tries to turn the corner, and Monroe is going to be hit and fouled on the wing, and that's going to be the third on Allie Cosgrove. Got just enough to force Monroe off balance as she went in to try to contest the pass. And so Buell exits, Morgan Lewis returns. Out will go Cosgrove with her 3 fouls, and in comes Allie Stephen. 22-15, Knights leading by 7. North Central 17-5 on the year. Valentine 6-13. It is Badger basketball. Kellum hands it off to Fromm. Faith turns the corner, gets it out to Monroe. Monroe shut off to Buchel. Buchel into the paint, flip shot, charging call against Kinsey Buchel, as it is Addison Anderson who takes the charge. Buchel, her second foul here in the second half. That is turnover number 12 on Valentine. Buchel 6 points, 5 rebounds to lead the Badgers in both categories, but hit with the charge call there. Knights get it into Brielle Businger, and she dribbles up against the double team, brings it across the line. Now to Anderson. Anderson to Lewis on the deep right wing. Buchel again fronting Halleck. Lewis has it poked away by Monroe, chases it down, and then Lewis throws it well over the head of Businger and right into the arms of Coach Alex McCleary. Not happy there, as it's the 14th North Central turnover, and it's a 7-point game. Badgers hanging around against the 17-5 Knights. Kellum across the line, gets the play from Coach Bish, and now wants to drive on Anderson. Kicks it out to Fromm, fakes the three. Flips it up off the glass in the lane. That shot won't go, and the rebound down to Brielle Businger, and Brielle wants to run. Here she comes into the front court. In the corner to Lewis. Malika Monroe hits the deck hard. Out it goes to Anderson on the right wing. Monroe recovers, looks like she's all right. Cross-court pass is knocked out of bounds by Kellum. It will stay with North Central on the sideline. Back in for Valentine will come Olivia Patterson. Out will go Malika Monroe. 4:29 to go in a low-scoring third quarter. Knights have put up just one in the first 3.5 minutes, but have held the Badgers to one field goal. And there's a carry on Morgan Lewis, and Coach McCleary not happy again, as he's going to bring Lainey Pospischel in. Out will go Morgan Lewis. 22-15. Coach McCleary clearly frustrated. 15 North Central turnovers, and he's seeing those unforced turnovers out high, and those players are going to come to the bench and get some instruction. 22-15. Here is Kellum for Valentine. Kicks it into the corner. 3 for Jada Fromm. Too strong. Rebound on the weak side to Allie Steven, and then she is tied up by Patterson. Possession arrow will keep it with Valentine, so Steven will get credited for a rebound, but then tied up immediately by Patterson, and Valentine will maintain possession. Faith Fromm to trigger it in. 5-second count is on. They do beat it to Patterson on an outlet. Now a handoff to Kellum. Knights have Halleck, Businger, the two seniors, Steven and Anderson, as well as Lainey Pospischel out there. There's a pick away by Addison Anderson. Takes it the other way. Turnaround jumper off the glass. Too strong. A rebound, though, knocked out to Jenna Halleck. Halleck in the paint. Shot. Down in the foul as Kellum tried to set up and take the charge. And we'll see if they get her or Patterson. The and one chance for Jenna Halleck. It will go on Jada Fromm, actually. Must have got called with a reach-in. And Jenna Halleck with a chance at the and one after the offensive rebound from the miss by Anderson. It's a second foul on Jada. Out will go Anderson. Back in comes Buell. Lewis back in as Brielle gets a breather. Halleck now with 8 to lead all scorers, 24-15, and a chance to complete the three-point play. Free throw is up and off the front of the rim, and the board down to the Jada Fromm, who committed the foul. Knights just 3 for 5 at the line now. North Central's matched its largest lead at 9, and there's a knockdown and foul by Morgan Lewis as she bowled over Jada Fromm. That on Morgan, her first personal. Second whistle on the Knights here in the third. Badgers, after committing just 5 fouls in the first half, have committed 4 here in the first 4.5 minutes of the third quarter. Fromm sends it into Kellum in the backcourt. Badgers down by 9. Been a low-scoring third quarter, 3-2 North Central. There's a drive, a shot good, and a foul as Kaylee Kellum will go to the line for the chance at a three-point play. I believe they'll say the bucket is good. Basket is good, and the foul will go against Brooklyn Buell. So she and Cosgrove both with 3 personal fouls. Anderson and Businger return after a short break. And a chance for Kaylee Kellum to complete the and one. Kellum now with 4 points. Badgers within 7. Valentine returns Katrin Bancroft into the game. Malika Monroe also back for Valentine, along with Buchel, Kellum, and Patterson. Free throw for Kellum is good to complete the three-point play. And the Badgers climb within 6 and will go to that full court pressure. They'll clear it out for Addison Anderson. Anderson working on Monroe, gets a screen from Steven. And there'll be a hand check along the sideline called against Valentine. It'll go on Patterson. That on Olivia is her first, but that's already 5 team fouls now on Valentine. Cosgrove will return with her 3 fouls. Out will go Steven. Knights have the starting 5 back on the floor with 3:12 to go. They throw it into the backcourt to Brielle Businger, picked up by Kellum at the midcourt stripe. Ahead to Anderson. Anderson gets a screen from Cosgrove, tries to drive, shut off at the 15-foot line. Double team, feeds it out to Buell, and now to Businger. Brielle working against Kellum, gets a screen from Halleck. Now they switch. Brielle looking inside for Halleck. Throw it in with Kellum behind her, kicks it out. Anderson can't get the shot off. Good recovery by the Badger defense. Anderson drives, flips it up off the glass, won't go. Rebound, chased down by Halleck in the corner. It's 9 boards for Jenna. Buell on the drive, bounces along the baseline to Jenna. Now takes it up, shot is short, and the board down to Kinsey Buechel. Buechel with her 6th rebound. So Halleck with 8 points, 9 boards, 4 blocks, and an assist to lead North Central. And Buechel 6.6 rebounds to lead Valentine. This one knocked out of bounds on the sideline by Cosgrove. It will stay with Valentine. McKenna Witzke enters as Halleck will exit. Knights will go small now with Cosgrove and Witzke in the post. Valentine has Katrin Bancroft, Malika Monroe, Kellum, Buechel, and Faith Fromm, the 5 on the floor. 24-18, Badgers trailed by 8, now trailed by 6. There's a block by Witzke on the driving shot by Kellum. Witzke with the block into the hands of Businger. And now Brielle feeds it along the baseline to Cosgrove. She tries to turn the corner on Buechel, and it'll be a blocking foul on Kinsey. And that's 3 fouls on Buechel, all coming here in the third quarter. And with 2:02 to go in a 6-point game, Knights will return Halleck to the floor, will replace Witzke, and Buechel has to exit as back in comes Jada Fromm. Knights lead, but only by 6. North Central's been held to 3 points here through 6 minutes of the third quarter. That's where the Knights have had trouble at scoring the basketball on a consistent basis. Cosgrove to Businger. Brielle guarded tightly by Kellum. Good man-to-man D from Valentine. Left corner, here's a 3 for Anderson is good. Addison Anderson with a West Plains Bank 3, her 3rd of the game on the assist from Brielle Businger. And the lead right back to 9. The Knights doubled their point total for the quarter on that made 3 by Anderson. And there's a reach in and foul on North Central. If that's on Buell, it'll be her 4th, but there were 2 Knights around. Let's see who they get it on. They're going to get it on Addison Anderson, just Addie's, I believe, first personal. And we're going to get timeout from Coach Ian Bish with the Knights leading by 9 on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard, 27-18. We'll take a 30-second timeout, come back with more on KBRB and KVSH. And we welcome you back in on KBRB, AM 14, FM 106.3, and KVSH 940, along with our respective websites. As Greg Kinsey here with the coverage of this matchup between North Central and Valentine, 27-18. North Central leads by 9. 5-second count is on, just getting it into Kellum to beat the 5-second count. Kellum on a switch will work against Halleck, tries to drive on her, kicks it into the corner to Malika Monroe. Monroe stopped on the elbow, fires one up at the backboard. That one won't go, and the rebound knocked out of bounds by Jada Fromm, and it will be North Central basketball. Knights will get it in to Anderson. She brings it across the line against Faith Fromm. 10 versus 10 on the jerseys in that matchup. Brielle with 1:10 to go in the third. Knights by 9. Been a low-scoring third quarter and a low-scoring game Brielle on the drive, flips it off the glass and scores. Nice take to the hoop from Brielle Businger. She has 5. Her first bucket of the second half. It's the largest lead of the game now for North Central. 29-18, under a minute to go here in quarter number 3. Knights have scored 5 on their last 2 possessions. Here is a drive for Kellum. Flips it in, hangs on the rim, won't fall. Rebound tipped around, and Brielle comes out of there with it for the Knights. Brielle racing ahead, and she tries to throw it down low, and it's knocked out of bounds by Jada Fromm. Stay with North Central. Back in comes Olivia Patterson for Valentine. Kellum will get a quick breather. Knights will be in the bonus the rest of the game. 6 fouls on the Badgers this quarter after they had just 5 in the first half. 3 of those 6 this quarter whistled on Buchel. Businger can't get it in. Now just does on an outlet to Buell. She was looking inside. Couldn't find anybody. Good. Badgers have played solid on the defensive end this entire game. Anderson open for 3 on the wing. That one too strong. And the board pulled away by Jada Fromm. She and Sister Faith were both after that one. 29-18. The North Central lead is 11 with 16 seconds to go in the third. Faith Fromm working against Anderson. Gets it to Patterson. Patterson to Monroe, who cuts. 12-footer, no good, but a foul. Anderson thought she had all ball, but she'll get whistled for the personal. Her second. That is the 5th team foul here in the third on North Central. And it'll put Malika Monroe to the line. Monroe was 1 for 2 in the first half. And that one off the front of the rim. She has 3 points in the game. This is free throw number 10 upcoming for the Badgers, just 4 for 9 so far. Ava Riegel back into the game for Valentine. Out will go Jada Fromm. So it'll be another free throw here for Malika Monroe as the Knights have their largest lead at 11. Second one, that one too strong. Board down to Jenna Halleck. She's got a 10-rebound game. And Halleck throws it away, and shot to beat the buzzer is short for Monroe, and that'll take us into the final 8 minutes. Knights hold the Badgers to just 5 in the third, but score only 8, so we've still got a game that's within range. If you're a Valentine fan, 29-18 on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. The 17-5 Knights lead the 6-13 Badgers by 11. We're back with the final 8 minutes of basketball after this 30-second timeout. Greg Kinsey back here with you on KBRB and on KVSH tonight. Our friends at Heart City Radio picking up a feed of our broadcast tonight. Happy to be able to help them out. 29-18 is our score. North Central in the final game of the regular season. Sub-district starting next week. They lead the Valentine Badgers 29-18. Boys varsity to follow between the 10-9 Knights and the 1-17 Badgers. Expect that one to be a fairly tight game between the Knights and the Badgers this evening, so make sure you stay tuned for that one coming up next. West Holt trying to hold on to a win at home against a good O'Neill St. Mary's girls team as North Central starts the fourth quarter here with the basketball. High post to Cosgrove, flips it into the corner to Anderson. She feeds it across the baseline to Halleck, out to Businger for 3. That too strong, but the long rebound out to Brooklyn Buell, and the Knights will get another look. Anderson gets a screen from Cosgrove, swings it across to Buell. Now to Brielle. Brielle works it to Anderson on the right wing. Flashing into the post is Cosgrove. Now comes out and sets a screen for Buell. Buell to Brielle. Businger looking inside. Swings it into the left corner to Anderson. Anderson tries the entry pass to Halleck. Ball knocked loose, saved by Brielle. Businger drive, tries to throw it to Cosgrove, and it's over the head of Alley and out of bounds. Turnover number 16 on North Central, just their 5th here of the second half after 11 in the first half. Out will go Ava Riegel. Back into the game is Jada Fromm. So you have Jada Fromm, Kaylee Kellum, Faith Fromm, as well as Kinsey Buchel and Malika Monroe. For those of you just joining us, Tacey Fromm, the talented freshman for Valentine, injured in pregame warm-ups and has not available now tonight. 11-point lead, Valentine basketball, trailing by their largest margin. Monroe guarded by Jenna Halleck, feeds it into the right corner to Faith Fromm. She's picked up by Brooklyn Buell, tries to drive baseline. The help comes from shot too strong, rebound tipped. Halleck has another one, her 11th board of the game. Jenna brings it ahead herself, now finds Businger, around to Anderson. Passes on the three, tries to throw it inside, knocked away by Monroe, and it'll be last touched along the sideline by Brooklyn Buell. Knights turn it over again, their 17th, and we're going to have a timeout taken, and we'll get a break here as well with 6:30 to play in the game. It's still a 29-18 margin in favor of the Knights. We'll take a 30-second timeout, come back with more on KBRB. Well, how about a win for the West Holt Huskies heading into sub-districts? West Holt knocks off O'Neill St. Mary's 45-34 for the Badgers for the Huskies in this one at home against a pretty good O'Neill St. Mary's team who is 16-5. West Holt a big win, 45-34. Huskies, it looks like 24 for 37 at the free throw line. Great win for Coach Riley Boniface and company. They're going to be a scary team in that sub-district with Burwell, North Central, and Arcadia Loop City. That 1-3-1 zone has caused teams problems, and they're starting to kind of find themselves offensively. Good feed that won't fall for Monroe on a great feed from Fromm. The rebound down to Allie Cosgrove. Good look off the timeout on the play design from Coach Bish on the little screen and roll to Monroe. Just couldn't get the shot to go. And as we hit the 6-minute mark, it's been a scoreless fourth quarter so far. Valentine trying to extend the defense. Knights on a little weave. They get a screen up top by Cosgrove on the switch. Buell feeds it to Anderson on the left wing. Out top to Businger. Knight offense has really kind of struggled quite a bit in this one against the man-to-man defense of Valentine. Cosgrove on the drive, shut off by Kellum. And now we got a 3-second violation whistled against Jenna Halleck. Turnover number 18 on the Knights. Back in will come Katrin Bancroft. Out goes Malika Monroe. Bancroft just a sophomore. Pretty young two teams. Knights with just the seniors in Businger and Halleck. Badgers with Faith Fromm and Ava Regal. And there's a knockaway and a steal by Cosgrove out top. Crosses over, goes to work on Kellum. Spin move into the lane, shot short, gets her own miss, puts it up. Can't finish, gets another offensive look at it. Stolen away by Jada Fromm. 2 offensive rebounds for Allie Cosgrove after she forced the turnover, but couldn't get the shot to fall, either shot to fall. Had 3 looks at it in there. Actually, the third look had it stolen away. Bancroft gets it to Fromm, now to Kellum. Scoreless 3 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Still an 11-point lead for the Knights. And there's a drive and a bumping foul on Anderson. It'll be the 6th on North Central. That one on Addison is her 3rd. All 3 coming in this second half. So Buell, Anderson, and Cosgrove each with 3. Buchel with 3 for Valentine. An 11-point lead for the Knights. Faith Fromm sends it into Kellum. Out top to Bancroft. Bancroft puts it on the deck, tries to turn the corner on Brielle. Shut off, needs some help. Poked away by Cosgrove, saved by Fromm. Faith takes it inside, and she is fouled on the shot. Will go to the line. That one looks like a reach across there, maybe from Halleck to get the foul. That is the case. Just the first whistle on Jenna. 2 free throws here for Faith Fromm. We have not had a point yet in the fourth quarter with 4:38 to go. And we'll have 2 free throws here for Faith Fromm. First one off the side of the iron. Again, Badgers are only about a 41% free throw shooting team. Faith on the season, it looks like, is about a 31% free throw shooter. Back in comes Lainey Pospischel for the Knights. Out will go Anderson. Second one for Faith is no good. Rebound down to Buell. Buell has her 4th board. Valentine just 4 for 12 at the line. And we still don't have a point in this fourth quarter. Businger feeds it to Halleck, puts the shot up, and there's our first bucket of the fourth quarter. It's Halleck into double figures with 10, third assist for Brielle Businger on the screen and roll. And the lead, it's largest for the Knights at 31-18. Well, on nights when the offense isn't there, if your defense plays the way North Central's typically does, it's going to keep you in a lot of games where otherwise the offense would make it for a tough night. We'll have a hand check called out high on Laney Pospischel, and that will put Faith Fromm to the line for a 1-and-1. Again, it was Tacey Fromm getting injured in pregame warm-ups. Looked like stepped on someone's foot as she came down on a jump. As Fromm misses the free throw, but the rebound all the way out to the sideline, last touched by Brielle Businger, so Valentine will keep it. Fromm now 0 for 3 at the line. So Faith, a senior, Jada, a junior, Tacey, a freshman. Tacey now not available in this one tonight. We'll have a timeout on the floor with 4:06 to go. It is a 31-18 lead for North Central. Just 2 points here combined in the fourth quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout on KBRB and KVSH. And we're back here on KBRB, AM 14, FM 106.3, KBRB.net, and Heart City Radio, KVSH, 940 AM and KVSH.com. Greg Kinsey here with you from Rock County High School in this girls and boys varsity doubleheader. It is North Central leading Valentine 31-18 with 4:06 to go in the game. Just 2 points combined here in this fourth quarter, and that was a bucket from Jenna Halleck. Valentine basketball off the timeout. Jada Fromm sends it into Kaylee Kellum out there with Malika Monroe. Kinsey Buchel back on the floor and Olivia Patterson. North Central answers with 4 starters and Laney Pospischel. Pospischel out there instead of Anderson along with Halleck, Buell. Halleck gets a foul. Cosgrove out there still. As Halleck picks up her second, and it will be a free throw here for Jada Fromm. Badgers just 4 for 13 at the line. Fromm on the 1-and-1, can't get it to go, and it's the 12th board for Jenna Halleck. Boy, if Valentine could convert on the free throws, they'd have this one fairly tight, but just 4 for 14 at the line. Knight basketball up 13. Cosgrove working on Patterson, flips it across to Businger. Brielle on the drive, works through a double team and travels with it. Travel on the Knights. That is the 19th North Central turnover. Double-double for Jenna Halleck. 10 points, 12 boards, 4 blocks, and an assist. But the determining factor in this one so far is the North Central man-to-man defense has allowed just 18 points. Kellum drives past Businger, can't get the shot to go. Offensive rebound, Buchel. Putback won't go, and Halleck comes out of there with it. Brielle all the way to the hoop, and she has a shot blocked out of bounds by Olivia Patterson. Patterson gets the first block of the game for Valentine. Buell out, Morgan Lewis returns. We've played 4 minutes and 40 seconds of this fourth quarter. Only 2 points the entire frame. Those belong to North Central's Jenna Halleck. Businger gets it into the corner to Cosgrove, and they throw it out to Lewis, tipped by Malika Monroe and saved. Here is Brielle. Swings it to Lewis, down to the left corner to Pospischel. Pospischel brings it back up top to Morgan Lewis. Now into the right corner to Cosgrove. Cosgrove dives baseline and steps on the baseline. Turnover the 20th for North Central in this one. Addison Anderson will return. Out will come Laney Pospischel. Back in comes Faith Fromm for Valentine, and out will go Olivia Patterson. 3:01 to play. 31-18 is our score. It is North Central by a baker's dozen. Boys varsity to follow between the 10 and 9 Knights and the 1 and 17 Badgers. Loose ball saved by Buchel. Gets it out to Kellum. Kellum to Malika Monroe. Tries to turn the corner. Pull up 13-footer is short. Out of bounds. I don't believe it was touched by the Knights. Jada Fromm out there calling for a touched ball, tipped ball. Steven returns. Halleck will exit. Knights leading by 13 as the Badgers will go to a full court press. They get it into Anderson. Anderson up the sideline. And now they try to trap her. She gets it to Cosgrove. Cosgrove tries to attack, shut off, back to Anderson. 2.5 minutes to go. Low scoring game, and especially here in the fourth quarter. Lewis to Businger to Anderson. Anderson can't find any room to work. Gets it out to Lewis. Good man-to-man defense by Valentine tonight. Lewis down the baseline. Sends it out to Brielle. That's a West Plains Bank three for Brielle. Businger on a nice drive and kick out by Morgan Lewis. And there the lid comes off the basket. Knights now lead it by their largest margin at 16 as we go under 2 minutes remaining. 34-18. Brielle with 8 now in the game. Throw it inside to Buchel. Muscles her way up with a shot. That one won't fall. Offensive rebound from No. And the rebound down to Brielle Businger. Ahead it goes to Lewis, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Malika Monroe. Lainey Pospischel returns. As out will go Brielle with 1:44 remaining. Addison Anderson brings it in. Brielle got banged up in that game against O'Neill St. Mary's here last Thursday. And there's a nice feed, but Lewis can't get the shot to go. Offensive rebound, Steven, and she is fouled. Knights now taking advantage on the glass. North Central, the big rebound advantage here in this second half. That is the 4th foul on Kinsey Buchel. And to the line for 2 free throws is Allie Steven. Steven on the season, a 44% free throw shooter. Made 50 attempts, or had 50 attempts as that one hits the back rim and then falls through. First point for Allie. Steven before that make was 22 of 50. Out goes Cosgrove as back into the game comes McKenna Witzke. So Steven on the board with a free throw, 35-18. Second one too strong, but who's the rebound off of? It's last touch by Steven as she hit the deck over there by the first row of the far side bleachers. Anderson exits, as in for the first time comes Bridget Lewis. Bridget is a 5'6" freshman. Knights have held the Badgers scoreless here in the fourth quarter, only scoring 6 points themselves, but it's pushed it to a 17-point game. There's a steal by Lainey Pospischel, but then she loses the handle as Malika Monroe hits the deck. Ahead it goes to Buchel. Teams trade turnovers. Buchel collects and scores. First bucket of the fourth quarter for the Badgers, and it's 35-20 with 1:15 remaining. Bridget Lewis double teamed, gets it off to Morgan Lewis. Morgan poked away by Malika Monroe, gets it back. Here's Bridget Lewis. Gets a screen from Steven. They bounce it to Allie in the corner. Allie tries to drive baseline, and she is blocked and fouled. And that'll put Allie Steven at the line for a 1-and-1. Under a minute to play. This one will be the 5th on Kinsey Buchel. She has a team best in points with 8 and rebounds with 7. And she'll foul out with 59 seconds remaining. Back in comes Olivia Patterson. We'll see Courtney Munger, freshman, in for North Central as Lewis exits. Morgan Lewis exits. 1-and-1 here for Allie Steven. Was just 1 for 2 at the line on her last trip. That one won't go. Rebound down to Jada Fromm, her 5th. Knights now just 4 for 8 at the line. Final minute here from Rock County High School. Boys varsity to follow this one. Final game of the regular season for both these teams as it's a steal inside by Steven. She throws a pass too tall for Witzke, and the Knights give it back. 22 turnovers on North Central. In will come Taitlin Smith. Out goes Allie Steven, and everybody in uniform has now seen the floor for the North Central Knights. Knights by 15. They'll end the regular season 18-5. Another quality year for this North Central girls program. They'll go to into the C29 subdistrict as the top seed. There's a steal inside by Taitlin Smith. It's a 16th turnover on the Badgers. Pospischel brings it ahead. Feeds it to Bridget Lewis with 18 seconds on the clock. Bridget will travel with it. Big win for West Holt tonight at home, knocking off O'Neill St. Mary's 45-34. The final in that one. Here we've got 15 seconds remaining to get to our final score in this girls' varsity game. With it on the deep right wing is Malika Monroe. Badgers have scored just 2 here in the fourth quarter. Knights only with 6. Kellum the drive. Shot is good, and the foul with 3 seconds left for Kaylee Kellum. Nice take to the hoop by Kellum. The foul goes on Bridget Lewis. And a chance at a three-point play for Kellum. It will be the 15th free throw attempted by the Badgers. Kellum with 7 points. She's 1 for 1 at the line. First free throw came on an and one. This one is up too strong. Rebound to Malika Monroe, and she gets the putback right before the buzzer. And so the Badgers get the final 4 points to push it to an 11-point game. And that will be your final on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. It is North Central.
Our juniors,